Hello, Pokemon trainers! Welcome back to another Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Battle Stadium singles video here on iStarly TV. This is part of my Road to Master series where I try to climb the online ranked Battle Stadium singles ladder. Let's take a look today at Decidueye, specifically Hisuian Decidueye, which this team is built around. Kind of built around, I made this team a little while ago and I've been testing it on Showdown and it's been a lot of fun. The starting point of the team was Hisuian Decidueye, which I think is a pretty solid Pokemon. I think the best way to use it is with Choice Scarf though, so that's kind of the big reason why I don't think it sees quite as much play, unfortunately, is because its stats are just, they're like way too like balanced, but they're kind of balanced not in the most ideal way. It's really slow, sadly, and its signature move is really good. Its attack stat is like okay, it's like base 112, which is not amazing, but also not bad at all. But Triple Arrows is a really strong move. I think it's a base 90 power, fighting type move. I think it has like 3 different effects. I think it can like make the enemy flinch. I think it possibly has a chance to lower their defense as well. And then it also has a high critical hit ratio, I believe. So it just really has everything going for it. Maybe I'm wrong on some of those, but I know for sure it can make them flinch. So it just kind of does everything, and it's a really strong move. But again, that is balanced by the fact that Hisuian Decidueye sadly is not very powerful by itself. So Triple Arrows kind of makes it, as well as its hidden ability Scrappy, which makes it so that it can hit Ghost-type Pokemon even with Fighting-type moves. So basically, you can just fire off those triple arrows with impunity, and the enemy won't be able to switch into something. And of course, this is a meta with a lot of good ghost types. There's Mimikyu, there's Goldango, there's Annihilape, there's Dragapult, there's even Skeledirge. There are just so many really good ghost types running around. So having a Pokemon that can always hit everything, no matter what, is really awesome. So we've got Choice Scarf, Decidueye. It's also shiny. The shiny is amazing. Then we've got Garganacl, pretty straightforward set. The difference for this one is that it's actually Terra Grass to kind of take on Pokemon that use Leech Seed and stuff like that. Then we've got specially defensive Bulk Up Annihilape, pretty self-explanatory. We also have Ursaluna with Throat Spray, so this is more of an offensive Ursaluna. Throat Spray, when we use a noise move such as Hyper Voice, it'll boost our special attack stat. So it kind of gives us like something of a Choice Specs boost without being locked into moves, which is really, really powerful on a Pokemon like Ursaluna. Then we've got Vaporeon. Now this Vaporeon set, I used it on a team a long time ago, like probably over a year ago when Scarlet and Violet was fairly new in Battle Stadium singles, and it was pretty solid. I really like this Vaporeon build. So here's the thing with it. It has Baby Doll Eyes, which is a priority move that it's basically like Growl, but it has priority. So you can kind of lower their attack stat with priority, which can be pretty interesting against Pokemon like Dragonite. Then we've got Calm Mind, of course, to boost our special attack and special defense. I think I'm running max HP and max defense, which is pretty nice. And then we've got Scald and Terra Blast. Vaporeon is one of the few Pokemon that has access to Scald, and Scald is just an amazing move. And that really helps Vaporeon's, longevity. Also with Terra Fire, once we're Terrasolized, we're still weak to rock and ground, but we are no longer weak to water because of the water absorb ability. So it kind of throws off some Pokemon. It makes Vaporeon really good against a Pokemon like Primarina, because, once we're a fire type, they can't hit us with water moves, and then their fairy moves are going to be resisted. So that's Vaporeon's a good little answer to Primarina. It's also decent against some physical attackers in the meta. And then finally, we've got Baxcalibur, pretty traditional Baxcalibur with Terra Electric. So yeah, that's the team, just kind of well-rounded team overall. I'm trying out a couple kind of newer things, and let's see how it goes. There's the team code. Feel free to try it out for yourself. Alright, we have game number 1 here, and my opponent's team looks pretty good. Decidueye looks like a decent lead, but Corviknight can be scary, or annoying rather, and Primarina also is not the most fun. Dragonite's also annoying against Decidueye, and then of course Garchomp has Rough Skin. So, do I even bring it at all? I think I still want to bring it. My Vaporeon also looks decent. Looks like it can handle most of their team decently well by itself. And then the question is, I mean, I'm kind of tempted to lead Decidueye because if they lead Arch, that could be really good for me, but I do want to bring Decidueye and Vaporeon for sure. I like Garganacl against a lot of their team, but it also might end up being reliant on terastallizing, which could be a problem, and then Ursaluna looks pretty scary with that in mind, so maybe I'll bring Bax, but if I bring Baxcalibur, I'll probably want to terastallize that. So, man, I'm gonna lead Vaporeon. That's probably wrong. I'm just kind of worried that they're gonna lead Garchomp, because if I lead anything else and they lead Garchomp, like, I just feel like that puts me in a bad position. I don't know. Vaporeon has an okay matchup against, like, their whole team, so almost no matter what they lead with, I'm kind of okay with it. If they lead Ursaluna, I mean, honestly, almost whatever they lead with, I'm probably just going to Scald. Unless they lead Primarina, then I'll probably Calm Mind. And they do lead Arch, which is honestly, I think, probably a worst case scenario because my other Pokemon could handle Archelodon a lot better. But if it's lead Arch, there's a good chance that they're going to have, like Stealth. They're going to go Stealth Rock probably right off the bat. So I'm just going to start with a Scald. Look how cute Vaporeon is, by the way. I'm just going to start with a Scald. They actually start with a Flash Cannon. Really interesting. I'm wondering if they actually expected me to switch here, but leading with a Scald just to potentially burn them, and it might do decent damage. That's Stamina. Okay, that's not good. I am worried about, like, an Electro Shot from them, because that would kill me if they have Power Herb Electro Shot. And if they do, I mean, that just puts me in a really bad position. My Baxcalibur is also... If my Baxcalibur were Jolly, I think it would outspeed Arch, but now that it's not Jolly... I mean, the other thing is my last two Pokemon are physical attackers, so... The question is just, what do I expect my opponent to go for? I'm tempted to actually switch into Decidueye, expecting them to maybe Electro Shot. But let's Calm Mind and just kind of see what happens. Oh, wow, they have it. They do. Oh, man. Yeah. I was about to go into Decidueye expecting this, but I thought that was, like, too obvious. Or I kind of expected, like, if they weren't going for Electro Shot right off the bat, maybe they don't have it. But that was obviously a huge mistake. I need to go Decidueye now and go Triple Arrows. Either hope to get a crit or make them flinch. I should be fast. Yeah, I am faster because I'm Choice Scarfed, and of course their item was Power Herb. So yeah, we've got to hope for the best here. I guess I could have Terastallized there to get the extra damage, maybe make it more likely that I kill them. Okay, flinch. If it doesn't flinch, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, we do flinch them. Wow, that's so good. We got lucky there. And see, this is why Triple Arrows is such a great move. Like, oh, well, okay, cool. And that was a crit. Hey, they critted me turn one. I mean, I don't think that crit from their end mattered, but hey, a crit for a crit, right? That's great. Yeah, so we're kind of even now, but my opponent gets to go into something that's good against Decidueye, so makes it easier for them to kind of make that switch. We'll kind of see what they go into here. It is Primarina, which sadly my Primarina answer is gone. My last two Pokemon are both weak against Fairy, so I'm just gonna Arrows again. Like, I can't... If I switch into Baxcalibur, it's going to take a lot of damage from Moonblast. Oh, wow, we live with 1 HP. That's insane. Yeah, if we switch Bax, it's just going to take too much damage from Moonblast and then probably just die. And then our last Pokemon's going to be Decidueye, who's going to be locked into a move because of the Choice Scarf. So I just feel like if I have to choose one of my last two Pokemon to be my last Pokemon, Baxcalibur has a higher chance of coming back. And we might flinch again here, or lower their defense or something. There it is. Okay, I was like, oh, is it also going to flinch them? That would be insane. Now, the question is, what do I do? I could Terastallize, I don't think there's any world where I Dragon Dance. I think no matter what, my opponent is going to go for Moonblast here. The question is, do I Terra now? If I Terra now, it might make me worse against whoever their last Pokemon is, right? They do have a lot of ground types. However, if I Terrasilize, it makes it a lot more likely that I'm able to kill them, to kill Primarina. I'm just going to Earthquake. They have -1 defense, and I am at I am 252 Adamant. Okay, cool. That's great. Because if I had Terrasilize there, and their last Pokemon is Ursaluna or Garchomp or even Dragonite, all of which have, you know, ground-type moves, that does put me in a pretty rough position. So by doing it this way, we still have our Terrasilize that we can use, and we get to kind of choose when to use it. Their last Pokemon is Dragonite, so the question now is what their moves are. Now, that's the scary thing with Dragonite. Like, if they have Scale Shot, we do want to Terrasilize. If they have Earthquake, we probably don't. They are also probably going to Terrasilize here, so it's really a mind game. And in all honesty, I am not sure I come out on top of this one. I could... I feel like it's pretty likely they're going to Scale Shot. But here's the thing. If they Scale Shot here and we Terrasilize, we survive, but then they just kill us the next turn, right? Oh, man. I mean, either way, I think we're clicking Icicle Spear. Oh, but... I think I'm faster no matter what. Maybe not. Maybe this was a mistake. It's a mind game, though, because it's like, again, if they have Scale Shot and Earthquake, we are kind of in trouble here. They might just Extreme Speed as well, but either way... Okay, they Extreme Speed, so it didn't matter whether I Terrasilize or not there. Okay, honestly, looking at that damage, I do wish I had Dragon Danced, but how would we have known, right? Yeah. So now... I actually think we're good, right? Because Extreme Speed is likely to not kill. Alright, hey, I'll take this. Kind of a clunky finish to the game, but yeah, I will take that W there. Yeah, I was thinking like, wait, actually, if they Extreme Speed again, we probably survive it, and then... So, I guess it didn't matter what I... Like, if I had gone Dragon Dance right away, you know, they would Extreme Speed, and then it would take me down to below half, or, sorry, above half, and then we could... Icicle Spear and probably kill them, and then if they go Extreme Speed again, we are likely to survive that. So pretty interesting end to the battle there. You know, both Baxcalibur and Dragonite are just really powerful dragons. They hit really hard, but they also have a lot of defense and HP, so it's kind of hard to kill them. So pretty scary stuff. And of course with Terrasilizing, like, they're no longer weak to ice anymore. And yeah, it was just a mind game there, because like I said, if they had Scale Shot, then we would have preferred to Terrasilize. If they have Earthquake, then we prefer to not. It's a headache. So luckily we pulled that one out. So let's go to game 2. Game number 2, we've got Rain. Rain is honestly pretty strong. I sometimes struggle against it, sadly. They've got Pelipper and a Basculegion, as well as Samurott, who you don't typically see. They do also have Ursaluna, who's kind of new here. As far as leads, Vaporeon's kind of decent here. I kind of like it, actually. Maybe, I wonder, is there a world where I just lead with Vape again? Vaporeon? Not a great situation, though. I mean, that Basculegion is pretty rough. Maybe if I bring Garganacl, I'm likely to want to Terrastalize it because they have so many water types. But I also will probably want to Terrastalize Vaporeon. But I think Garganacl looks good here. And then, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can stall out Rain. Like, if I could stall out Rain, Decidueye is decent as well because it's going to be faster. Decidueye actually looks okay regardless. Let's see how this goes. If they lead Samurott, maybe I can go Baby Doll Eyes, maybe Scald, maybe start setting up some Calm Minds. One scary Pokemon though is that Goldango. Like if Goldango, if I set up a bunch of boosts with Vaporeon and then they go into Goldango, they could trick me an item, which would just kind of completely destroy my Vaporeon. So, yeah, this is tough. This is really tough, too, because they get to be proactive and damage me while also setting up spikes with Ceaseless Edge. I'm still just going to start with the Baby Doll Eyes just to lower their attack. It's kind of, maybe that's just bad, but whatever, you know? See how much this Ceaseless Edge does. It doesn't do very much, luckily. And then I think I'm just going to Calm Mind once, and then probably from there just fire off some Scalds. And then if we can ever burn this Samurott, it's just basically kind of dead. And that's doing some decent damage. Yeah, we might have to Baby Doll Eyes at some point again. I think I'll Scald here and just kind of see what happens. Like, if we can burn them, like I said, I think we're in a really good position because that probably just forces a switch. We don't want to get too greedy with the Calm Minds. But Scald is just such a great move because it does decent damage. Oh, that's annoying. What is with every Pokemon having Encore? Encore is such a weird move too. I always hesitate to put it on some of my Pokemon because this is really bad. I always hesitate to put it on some of my Pokemon because what am I trying to say? Like, it just feels like there's too many situations where it's not gonna work out. Sometimes it does. When it works out, it's really good. But I just feel like, you know, why would they go Encore again? That was a misclick. Once our Encore ends, though, I'm just going to go for Baby Doll Eyes and just lower their attack to the point where they're going to have to switch out. I think that works for me. If they don't have Goldango, like, we're just in a really good position with Vaporeon. Or rather, if their Goldango does not have Trick. So, yeah, I'm fine going for Calm Mind again. Especially if they switch here, that's even better for me. Again, unless they have Goldango in the back. Yeah, they go Edge. Ceaseless Edge. And like I said, as soon as I snap out of the Encore, which I believe will be this turn, then I just spam Baby Doll Eyes. And if they Encore me into that, whatever. Because eventually they'll have to switch. And like I said, if they don't have Goldango, I do think I feel comfortable. Yeah, the Encore ends. It's gonna go BDE now. BDE. Baby Doll Eyes. That's what it stands for. Yeah, they do Encore me again. That's just fine. Because now we get to a point where their attacks basically do nothing. Like, we drop their attack stats so low that their attacks will do nothing and will basically be recovering more health with leftovers than they're dealing damage to us. So that should force a switch eventually. Now they're at -3 attack. I mean, this is honestly kind of a weird, you know, kind of situation. They do miss that one, which is nice. Eventually they're going to have to switch, right? I mean, it's kind of annoying in all honesty. But if they do lock me into Baby Doll Eyes, you know, they do have a couple Pokemon that are scary against Vaporeon. Notably, they have, what's it called? Pawmot, which is an electric type, obviously. But if I can ever Terrastalize and then maybe go for Baby Doll Eyes against that, then that's pretty good. So, I mean, you know, neither of us is really doing anything to the other, so I don't know if eventually we're going to hope that they run out of Encores, which we might have to do. So that's really stally. If that ends up being the case, maybe I'll skip ahead. Yeah, so this is the last Baby Doll Eyes. I'm just going to go for it again, assuming that they're going to Encore again, which I think is their 4th Encore. I think this is their 4th Encore. Which means, again, eventually they're going to run out. So we're at 74 HP. I'm going to try to keep track of, like, how much damage they're going to do to me. Just so we can kind of see if, like, we're recovering more with leftovers than they're doing to us. Barely. So they're basically doing 5 damage a turn to us. Yeah, so now we're at 169. Yeah, so they're basically doing about 5 damage each turn out of my 236 HP. I mean, eventually they're gonna kill me, right? Oh, man. I guess if I switch into something, like if I really have to switch into something else, my opponent is at -6 attack, so whatever we switch into, they could, they're gonna do like 0 damage to us. But I'm gonna try to take advantage of this Vaporeon. I think that was 4 Encores, right? Okay, now they're going Sacred Sword. The funny thing about Sacred Sword is it ignores is that Encore number 5? It ignores boosts. Like if I were boosting my defense stat, Sacred Sword would ignore all of that, but it does not ignore the fact that Samurot's attack was dropped, so it's still doing very little damage. But yeah, of course this is very annoying. I might end up cutting this out if it feels like it's too stally. But again, I think that was Encore 5, I hope. Because I think Encore only has 8 PP. That was a huge mistake for my opponent. That was a massive mistake. That was a massive mistake, because now I'm at full health. Yeah. I was honestly a little bit worried that they were very, very, very slowly whittling me down. But they just completely undid all of that. So now, yeah, look at this little guy. Vaporeon's so cute, and it's so... I'm sure my opponent is so full of hate for that. I mean, if they ever go to crit, I guess that's kind of rough, but my opponent just really set themselves back significantly. Another Encore gone. Okay. I'm just going to Scald. I'm just going to keep trying it. Like, yeah, perfect. I was going to say, if they ever mess up and don't Encore, then we just kind of like, yeah, we just do that. So now if they Encore me, we're going to be locked into Scald. So that's huge. And like I said, I just feel so confident about the rest of the battle, because if they go into Palmot, we just Terrastalize and then Baby Doll Eyes them. And then just kind of go from there. If they ever go into a special attacker, we're at +5 special defense. So if they go into Goldango, I just click Scald once again, like no matter what. Like basically the only Pokemon that I'm not just simply clicking Scald on is Palmot. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I could probably Terra and then just Scald the Palmot. That's probably fine. So this Vaporeon is doing so much work. Let's see who they go into now. It is Goldango. Okay. Oh, that's Air Balloon. Yeah, so they're probably not Trick. I'm still Scalding, though. I can't think of, like, a way that they could get around this. Like, they're going to be faster. I don't think that's going to work in your favor, bro. Or sis. This probably just kills. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't. If they... oh, I was going to say, yeah, unless we burn them. I was like, unless we burn them, and then my mind was going to be like, oh, Goldango cannot be burned, but that's Garganacl. Oh, sorry. Sorry, my capture card cut out again. That always happens. But either way, we're going to end up killing this Goldango because it got burned, luckily. And now, yeah, I can't imagine losing this fight. If they go into Palmot, again, we just do what we said. Palmot could have... What's the move called? The Resurrection one? Oh, no, their last Pokemon is just this guy. And I don't think we need to Terrastalize here. Let's just Scald. And I don't think we need to Baby Doll Eyes either. Yeah. Alright, that's a funny one. So, Vaporeon ends up being kind of an MVP. And this set is really good. I really like it, although there are cases where it doesn't really work out exactly in the way that you hope. Like, you could, sometimes you Baby Doll Eyes something and like they still do a lot of damage to you. And the biggest issue with this Vaporeon is the fact that you don't have really great recovery. So it is possible you could run like Wish and then just cut out like Terra Blast. That is possible. You could also even possibly cut Baby Doll Eyes, but I don't know. I just like the ability to lower their attack stat, you know, with priority, which can be very, very useful against physical attackers. But yeah, we're just gonna do those 2 games today because you know, that last one took a long time, and I think those were 2 pretty good games to show off. But that's the team, and that's the games for today. I really like this team. I'll probably bring it back at some point because we didn't really get to show off Decidueye too much. In testing with this team, Decidueye is pretty good, but, you know, obviously there are a lot of Pokemon in the meta where it's tough to use Decidueye. Choice Scarf is honestly kind of a tough item because locking especially for a Pokemon like as polarizing as Decidueye, because locking yourself into a move can be a huge problem. And yes, you have Scrappy, so that really helps because it means that ghost types can't switch into you. But as you saw with the Primarina, you know, fairy types can still be a little bit of a problem and stuff like that. So yeah, those are the games. That's a team. Definitely try it out for yourself if you are interested. And look at this vibe. It's very like, you know, Halloween meets Christmas. Halloween just passed. One of my favorite holidays. I just love the fall season. And then my second favorite holiday, or my other favorite holiday, Christmas, is coming up. So love this time of year. Hopefully you do too. And if you don't, then, you know, hopefully you're enjoying whatever games you're playing these days. But thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like. Please subscribe for more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet videos. I really appreciate the support, and I hope you have a great day.